Hello and welcome back to my channel where I will be reading the Bible in a year, the entire Bible in a year. If you are returning and with us another day, we are now on day 25. How exciting is that we have made it to the 25th day of our journey. And for you guys who are new, congratulations. And here we are. You're about to start your journey of listening or reading along. And we are on day 25 again. And today we are reading Luke 19, 1 through 27, Genesis 32 and 33, and Psalms 25. Oh my goodness, we have made it this far. How exciting is that? All right, so starting with Luke 19, verses 1 through 27. Jesus and Zacchaeus, I think that's how you say it, he entered Jericho and was passing through it. A man was there named Zacchaeus, and he was a chief tax collector and was rich. He was trying to see who Jesus was, but on the account of the crowd, he could not because he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree to see him because he was going to pass that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him. Zacchaeus, hurry, come down, for I'm going to stay at your house today. So he hurried down and was happy to welcome him. All who saw it began to grumble and said, He has gone to be the guest of one who is a sinner. Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, Look, half of my possessions, Lord, I will give to the poor, and I have defrauded anyone and if I have defrauded anyone or anything, I will pay back 4 times as much. Then Jesus said to him, Today salvation has come to this house, because he too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek out and save the lost. The parable of the 10 pounds. As they were listening to this, he went on to tell a parable, because he was near Jerusalem, and because they supposed that the kingdom of God was to appear immediately. So he said, A nobleman went to a distant country to get royal power for himself, and then returned. He summoned 10 of his slaves and gave them 10 pounds, and said to them, Do business with these until I come back. But the citizens of his country hated him and sent a delegation after him, saying, We do not want this man to rule over us. When he returned, having received royal power, he ordered these slaves to whom he had given the money to be summoned, so that he might find out that what they had gained by trading. The first came forward and said, Lord, your pound has made 10 more pounds. He said to him, Well done, good slave. Because you have been trustworthy in very small thing, take charge of 10 cities. Then the second one came saying, Lord, your pound has made 5 pounds. He said to him, And you rule over 5 cities. The other came saying, Lord, here is your pound. I wrapped it up in a piece of cloth, for I was afraid of you, because you are a harsh man, and you take what you did not deposit, and reap what you did not sow. He said to him, I will judge you by your own words, you wicked slave. You knew, did you, that I was a harsh man, taking what I did not deposit and reaping what I did not sow? Why then did you not put my money into the bank? When I returned, I could have collected it with interest. He said to the bystanders, Take the pound from him and give it to one who has 10 pounds. And they said to him, Lord, he has 10 pounds. I tell you, all those who have more will be given, but from those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away. But as for these enemies of mine who did not want me to be king over them, bring them here and slaughter them in my presence. All right, next we will be reading from Genesis. Genesis 32 and 33. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's camp." So he called that place Mahanaim, I guess. Jacob sends presents to appease Esau. Jacob sent messengers before him to his brother Esau in the land of Seir, in the country of Edom, instructing them, "Thus you shall say to my lord Esau, thus says your servant Jacob, I have lived with Laban," and it's actually Laban, I have learned that, Laban as an alien, "and stayed until now. And I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, male and female slaves, and I have sent them to my lord in order that I may find favor in your sight." The messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We come to your brother Esau, and he is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that were with him, and the flocks and herds and camels, into 2 companies, thinking, if Esau comes to the one company and destroys it, then the company that is left will escape. And Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, who said to me, return to your country, to your kindred, and I will do you good. I am not worthy of the least of all the steadfast love and all the faithfulness that you have shown to your servant. For with only my staff I crossed the Jordan, and now I have become 2 companies. Deliver me, please, from the land of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I am afraid of him. He may come and kill us all, the mothers with the children. Yet you have said, I will surely do you good, and make your offspring as the sand in the sea, which cannot be counted because of their number." So he spent that night there, and from what he had with him, he took a present for his brother Esau, 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milch camels and their coats, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. These he delivered into the hand of his servants. Every drove by itself, said to his servants, "Pass on ahead of me and put a space between drove and drove." He instructed the foremost, "When Esau my brother meets you and asks you, 'To whom do you belong? Where are you going? And are these ahead of you?' Then you shall say, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. They are a present sent to my lord Esau, and moreover, he is behind us.'" He likewise instructed the second and the third, and all who followed the drove. "You shall say the same thing to Esau when you meet him, and you shall say, 'Moreover, your servant Jacob is behind us, for he thought, I may appease him with the present that goes ahead of me, and afterwards I shall see his face, because he will accept me.'" So the present passed on ahead of him, and he himself spent the night in the camp. Jacob wrestles at Peniel. The same night he got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 maids, and his 11 children, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream, and likewise everything that he had. Jacob was left alone with a man, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he struck him on the hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestles with him. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then the man said, "You shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with humans, and have prevailed." Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. So Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life is preserved. The sun rose upon him as he passed Peniel, limping because his hip. Therefore, to this day, the Israelites do not eat the thigh muscle that is on the hip socket, because he struck Jacob and Esau meet. Now Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming, and 400 men with him. So he divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the 2 maids. He put the maids with their children in front, then Leah with their children, and Rachel and Joseph last of all. He himself went on ahead of them, bowing himself to the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. But Esau ran to meet him and embraced him, and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. When Esau looked up and saw the women and children, he said, Who are these with you? Jacob said, The children whom God has graciously given your servant. Then the maids drew near, they and their children, and bowed down. Leah likewise and her children drew near and bowed down. And finally Joseph and Rachel drew near, and they bowed down. Esau said, What do you mean by all this company that I meet? Jacob, what do you mean by all this company that I meet? Jacob answered, To find favor with my Lord. But Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself. Jacob said, No, please, if I find favor with you, then accept my present from my hand. For truly, to see your face is seeing the face of God, since you have received me with such favor. Please accept my gift that is brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have everything I want. So he urged him, and he took it. Then Esau said, Let us journey on our way, and I will go alongside you. But Jacob said to him, My Lord knows that the children are frail, and that the flocks and herds, which are nursing, are a care to me. And if they are overdriven from one day, all the flocks will die. Let my Lord pass on ahead of his servant, and I will lead on slowly according to the pace of the cattle, and the pace of the cattle that are before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come to my Lord in Seir. So Esau said, Let me leave with you some of the people who are with me. But he said, Why should my Lord be so kind to me? So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. But Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built himself a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore, the place is called Succoth. Jacob reaches Shechem. Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem. I'm going to say Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. And on his way from Padanaram, he camped before the city. And from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, he bought for 100 pieces of money the plot of the land on which he pitched his tent. There he erected an altar and called it Elihohi Israel. And that's a tough one. So it ends there. We're going to figure out how to pronounce that. But now we will be reading from Psalms 25, a prayer for guidance and deliverance of David. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. To my God, in you I trust. Do not let me be put to shame. Do not let my enemies exult over me. Do not let those who wait for you be put to shame. Let them be shamed who are wantonly treacherous. Make me know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all day long. Be mindful of your mercy, O God, and your steadfast love. For they have been from old. Do not remember the sins of my youth or my transgressions. According to your steadfast love, remember me, for your goodness' sake, O Lord. God and upright is the Lord. Therefore he instructs sinners in the way. He leads the humble in what is right, and teaches the humble his way. All the paths of the Lord are steadfast love and faithfulness for those who keep his covenant and his decrees. For your name's sake, O Lord, pardon my guilt, for it is great. Who are they that fear the Lord? He will teach them the way that they should choose. They will abide in prosperity. And their children shall possess the land. The friendship of the Lord is for those who fear him, and he makes his covenant known to them. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, and he will pluck my feet out of the net. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. Relieve the troubles of my heart and bring me out of my distress. Consider my affliction and my trouble, and forgive all my sins. Consider how many are my foes, and with what violent hatred they hate me. O guard my life and deliver me. Do not let me be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you. Redeem Israel, O Lord, out of its troubles. All right. And that ends today's lesson. So we made it, y'all. We have made it. I know each day is a blessing and worth celebrating because we made it. We made it this far and we're still moving forward. And I hope that this word, or I pray that this word as a blessing unto your life. Until tomorrow, be blessed and farewell.